On the back streets of Manchester there's a fight going on. A group of ladies with a combined age of almost 1,000 years are putting down their knitting needles and fighting against old age.
Age is a horrible thing, and people keep saying, you're old, you can't do it. But you can do it, if you really want to.
In a community centre in Eccles, the mature movers are getting ready for their next performance. The group of over 60s practice once a week and perform throughout the year for the local community. Their dance teacher, Martina, has been with the ladies for almost a decade.
We got a phone call about a group that needed a dance teacher. Well, they didn't need a dance teacher, they needed an exercise teacher. And when I got there, they were doing like exercises on cornflake cards, backs of cornflake packets, and they'd written down little exercises, but they didn't really do anything at all, they just were gabbing. I started teaching them some aerobics and like some really like low basics exercises, and then I started doing some dancing with them. And stars are born, and we've not really looked back since then.
You're doing a wiggle as you do it with your hips, and your hands are meant to go circle, circle, circle. Circle, circle, circle. So we're getting a wiggle, because at the moment we've just got this, and then we do that all the way through. Let's try that one to music then.
Dancing to classics from all eras, they've danced to everything from hip-hop to disco. Olga has been with the group for 7 years. She lives with her second husband Michael and her 2 tortoises. With her husband still working full-time, she's got a lot of time on her hands, but that doesn't stop her from keeping her diary full.
Mondays, I go rather shopping. Tuesdays I go dancing. Wednesday, my grandson's coming with my great-grandson, so I'm spending the day with him. Thursday I go and see my sister. Friday I'm out with the girls. Saturday I usually go out somewhere. You know, sometimes we go to Warrington or whatever. I've always got to do something.
With an open door policy, her house is the venue for the annual Mature Movers fancy dress parties. You're more likely to see a Tina Turner wig than a flowery caftan in her wardrobe.
Let's say Dolly Parton, that's the dustbin men that you see us dance with. Last time I was on the stage, Lynn put me braces on and pinned them to my knickers. So Martina's shouting us all on the stage as our names is coming on. I'm stuck in the toilet with Sylvia trying to undo my knickers to my thingy. So my knickers come off, I still sat on the toilet. And then eventually when I did get on, I couldn't put my braces back on. So these are falling down and I'm like this. Well, it's just a bit of fun really, isn't it? I mean, it's surprising when we get on the stage, you become another person. Part of life, isn't it? Having a laugh and joke and a bit of fun.
Unlike Alwyn, who's generally seen hogging the limelight, Anne is a little more reserved when it comes to taking centre stage. It was her childhood friend June that first convinced her to pick up her pom-poms.
I kept meeting her in Eccles and she kept saying, come to keep fit, and I kept saying, oh, I will do. But then I was too shy, too quiet. I thought, you know, you're being silly really, feeling it's lack of confidence. I've got no confidence whatsoever. I think it was a case of being brought up, it was seen and not heard. And it's wrong because it does leave its mark. And in the end I said to my husband, oh, I'll have to go because she keeps asking me and she'll stop asking me. Till eventually I went, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
I mean, I was there before a lot of the other girls came. And I introduced Anne to Keep Fit before we ever did any mature movers. What we do when we first get there, we practice most of our routines that we've already know. If we're going out on a venue or performing somewhere, we just do those dances that we're going to do anyway and concentrate on them to get them right. Or perhaps Martina's got something new that she starts us off on. We're doing two new ones at the moment that I can't get my head around at all, which is Dolly Parton and Chim Chim and the chimney sweeps in Mary Poppins. But we're getting there, but Dolly Parton doesn't go down very well with me. But
with 15 women in the same room, there's going to be disagreements. Martina, being only 30 herself, has to crack the whip from time to time and play mother hen to the ladies who are old enough to be her grandma.
I know.
No two classes are the same because there's always something to be told, some bit of gossip or somebody's done this, or they're really difficult to teach. And I know when I've had people cover me, they're like, oh my god, and they're quite, they know what they like. They don't like, some people can't do spins, so you've got to be aware of what people can and can't do. Some people can't lift the knees, some people can't put weight on certain feet. They are really difficult in that respect. And they also argue like never before. You've never seen a group argue over things, costumes and props and who bought that. And but this group, unlike any other, just push themselves to the max. I think and the older generation do tend to push themselves, which is a little bit worrying, but they know what they can and can't do. Whereas the younger generation will go, oh, I've got a sore leg, and then you won't see them for weeks. So I'd much rather work with these.
If it's in your head there, you can do it. I mean, I've been crippled half the time with my sore feet, but it's not stopping me doing anything I want to do. I'll pay for it afterwards, but who's bothered? And I love it, me. I've always wanted to be a dancer. Obviously, when I was younger, my mother couldn't afford us to go dancing. She couldn't afford lessons for me to go, so I didn't go. Just taught myself to dance on the pavement with my friend.
June and Anne have been friends for almost 70 years. They first met back in 1943 in the playground of a primary school in Eccles.
I remember once when I was watching the infants in the other playground doing the maypole, and I didn't hear the teacher come in at all because I could see my little brother on the maypole. And all of a sudden I got this whack on my backside. It was Mr. Tam with the slip, and I went, how dare you hit me like that? Remember that? I got another one for that, didn't I? What I remember most of them is actually going down the stairs to the air raid shelter. Yeah. You used to all get in there and sit on the forms. Then my two aunties, my Auntie Bessie and my Auntie Hilda, used to come along then with this big tin thing with the cocoa in, and we'd all get a little cup of cocoa. Yeah. All my family, all my brothers and sisters, and then my cousins, they all came here. Yeah.
Although some of the friendships in Mature Movers are written in the history books, most of the group didn't know each other when they first started. With the older generation being prone to loneliness, companionships are even more important in later life.
I've got out of it friendship. I'm talking about true friendship. All the friends I've met in Mature Movers have been absolutely brilliant. They've given me so much support, but you got a lot of people in our age is not very good at being independent in their own right. Especially at our ages, when they've always been a wife, a mother, and nothing else. Why are you taking notice of age? You know, I mean, even people with bad arthritis or heart conditions, they can still do something instead of sitting at home and waiting for the cemetery, which is only around the corner.
It's better than sitting at home knitting, isn't it? Which is what most people think older people do. Go to bingo, knit, or go to round the corner and have flower arranging or things like that, which I'm not that type of person, really. I mean, I'm not saying I can't do home things, I do, but I'm too busy to do home things now. I can't be bothered doing anything like that. I'd rather do my dancing. But my sister, my oldest sister, the one that's older than me, she says, don't you think, June, it's you're a bit too old to do all this? And I go, Betty, no, I'm not. Because she doesn't do anything like that, you see.
For someone who thrives in the spotlight, June easily shrugs off the sceptics, but for reserved Anne, being on stage isn't that easy.
First time, I'll never get over it. I couldn't speak because my mouth had gone that dry. I didn't know what to expect to start with. And then when I saw the stage, a proper stage, and the audience and all the lights, I thought, I'm never going to be able to do this. But you do it, you just get on with it, and you think, well, I've got to do, never mind, you can't do it, you've got to do it.
It's Friday night, and the Mature Movers are performing at a local charity event. It might not be a night on the tiles, but the ladies are dressed to impress.
The bar's not open yet.
Tonight they've swapped out their bus pass for a couple of vodka miniatures, and though most grannies will be in bed with their Horlicks, for these glamorous OAPs, the night has just begun.
Oh man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat, he wears gold grimy trousers, and he lives in a council flat.
we've got a brain, I can use my brain. My life is not over, because I'm 71.
Next time you see a dustman,